Hey, this is Seth Waring, and welcome to another FI100 Greatest American Film Review. Today we are doing Patton. Patton is a 1970 biographical film starring George C. Scott as George S. Patton, Carl Malden, Michael Bates, and Carl Michael Wagner also star. It was directed by Francis J. Schaffner from a script written by Francis Ford Coppola and Edmund H. North, who wrote Patton's biography. Patton is listed in the 89th position on the 1998 list and is not on the 2007 list. Patton won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Actor. George C. Scott declined his award. In 2003, Patton was selected to be entered into the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress. In the beginning, General George S. Patton gives a speech in which he says that he loves war more than his life, and he means it. He also believes in reincarnation because he believes he fought in ancient wars. This may sound peculiar to people today, but Patton was a man of his time. In World War II, the Axis powers of Germany, Italy, and Japan were quickly taking over large tracts of land and sea. The fate of the world was at stake, and Patton was the right man for the job. By 1970, the American public knew that we were losing Vietnam badly. In fact, we were always losing that war due to how it was managed at the top. At that time, Patton was seen by critics as an anti-war film. But this was wrong because it's one of the most pro-war films about one of the most pro-war generals ever. I think people like the movie because of nostalgia. No doubt, this is an excellent movie, and I've watched it several times. But when you're down, people like to be reminded of their last big win, and this was it. The mesmerizing thing about Patton is that he was full of himself, and full of the belief that he could win and beat his rival Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery. George C. Scott was so perfect in his portrayal that I believe that no one else could have done that role. Filmmakers have tapped people like Robert Mitchum and even John Wayne, but George C. Scott was the best choice. I couldn't imagine anyone else doing a better job than Scott. I don't think Mitchum would have been as convincing, and John Wayne was too much of a caricature. In a war where armies wore the brand names of their generals, Patton's army was the best, the fastest, most daring and driven brand out there. Like any single-minded commander, he had large flaws like following his whims into battle at any given moment and ignoring the human cost of war. That was his true downfall. He slapped a soldier who had PTSD, and it was over. A relic cast aside by the very war machine he loved. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Visit my links in the comment box below and stay tuned for more videos. Have a great day.